What's up, guys? In this business breakthrough session, I sit down with Blair Hargraves, a painting contractor in Louisiana, and he is in a pickle right now. He's got 3 employees under him, but he's having to split up his 3 employees, which is causing a lot of stress. He's getting some call outs, really just losing the grip that he once had on his business, and it's kind of putting him in a position where he has to work. His hands are getting dirty, and he's kind of losing sight of that freedom that comes with owning a business. So I really want you guys pay attention to this one, listen to it all the way through. Gave him some really good advice on how he can regain control and instill some really positive morale back into the business, get the guys motivated. So great breakthrough here. Enjoy. The big question you need to ask yourself every day is, do I own a job or do I own a business? And unfortunately, the majority of contractors out there own a job. That's right, they're a slave to their own business. But the other side of the fence is so much greener, it's so much better, and that's when you're finally fully in control of your destiny, your freedom, your time. And that's what Contractor Secrets is about. It's about taking back our time, building a business with systems, standards, values, procedures, putting yourself in the driver's seat. And that's what it's about. So I'm excited. I'm happy to have you here. Let's dive into the Contractor Secrets podcast. All right. What's up, everybody? I'm here with my good friend Blair. I've known Blair for a while now, ever since I started, helping out people, and somehow we connected. This is the business breakthrough. And Blair, when I initially spoke with him a while back, was working with, a 9-to-5, was it? You were working a 9-to-5. What were you doing before?
I was doing instrumentation and electrical in a gas plant.
Okay, he was doing something super complicated, taking up a lot of his time, and he started his own painting business. He's on site right now. So let's dive in, man. What's the business look like? How many people you got working for you? What's revenue look like? And what's something that's going really, really well right now?
Well, I got 3 guys right now.
Okay.
And
are they employees or are they subcontractors?
They're employees.
Okay, so that's great, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had some bad issues when I first started with subs, so I started with one guy, and I just went from there. I got busy, I needed more help. So
yeah, that's how it works. That's what I tell everyone to do. Start with that one guy, man. Build from there. Yeah. So you got 3 guys. What's revenue look like for you? What's the average? What are you averaging per week?
Per week, right now, I would say it depends on how quickly we can finish a job.
Right.
But it's looking like, I would say 2,000.
About 2,000 a week in revenue?
Well,
or are you talking about in profit?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
in profit. Okay, so in revenue, so you're probably at about 5,000 to 7,000 would be like the job, and then you're bringing in about 2 for profit. Got it. That's usually what. Because you're not doing any painting alongside these guys, are you?
Yes, I am.
Okay, full time every job.
Not on. Well, like right now, my guys they're doing a house without me.
Okay.
It's like the first time I got them doing a job where I'm not. And these guys, they're good. I mean, like I said, one of them was in the oil field, got laid off. So these guys, they got a good work mentality.
Yeah. So what would make you have to go do a job to kind of fill in to get them to, like move along a little quicker, or?
Yeah, that's basically.
Yeah. So how are you getting business? How do people find you?
Right now, it's I use Facebook, but I haven't advertised on Facebook for a while now. But I do post a lot of our work on there, and a lot of it right now is word of mouth.
A lot of it's word of mouth. Okay.
Right now, in the area where I live. So
are you doing one job a week? How many jobs a week are you doing?
Well,
depends obviously, but usually like 1 to 2.
Lately, I've been jumping around 2 jobs.
About 2 jobs a week.
So I'll be at one location with a helper, and then the other 2 guys will be, on a job.
Gotcha. So you're sometimes splitting up this crew, and then that's where you usually got to fill in.
The reason why is I got a good buddy of mine that's a general contractor.
Okay.
And we started hitting it off and we started working together. So he's been keeping me busy, pulling me off stuff I'm doing to help.
All right, so what's not going well, man? Well, I'm going to tell you what I don't think's going well, and I think what's not going well is the fact that you're splitting up your team, because ultimately that's kind of like a double negative, right? Like you're trying to accomplish more by splitting your team up, but the job's just taking longer, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So if your jobs are taking longer, and not only that, it kind of adds a little weight to the guys because they're having to do more. We both know, and you've been doing this long enough, you know the difference between having 3 guys on a job and having 2 guys on a job makes a big difference in terms of like morale, right?
Yeah.
You know, because they look at the house and like, man, like that's just how it is. Like week after week, like I got to do all this, you know, just me and this guy. And if you got one guy that's like crushing it, you know, he's going to be carrying the load. And it's a different dynamic, because I know that you probably have some guy that you consider like a manager, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So for him, he goes some weeks from managing 3 people or 2 people, which gives him that sense of pride, to just managing another person.
Yeah.
It's a difference. And I think that I'm big on company culture, team roles, that sort of thing. Whenever you split up that crew, because it's so small, you're taking away from that internal drive that I think that manager has, in my opinion. You know, is this somebody that you feel, am I making sense here? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So what I think the approach should be, and this is what I did in the beginning. I worked with one crew. I never separated them, because I knew that we were stronger together. You have to understand that, like, if you're separating, let's say you have 2 jobs for the week, right? Let's say you have one interior and one exterior. Okay. Instead of 2 guys working on that whole interior for the whole week, 4 guys can get it done in 3 days. And then you could go and do the exterior for 2 days, you know, instead of that. It's usually about the same. And you're that 4th guy for now until you bring someone on as a helper, because, you know, that's kind of the role that you should be looking for. But all this really comes down to is marketing, right? Because you really don't have that many jobs to where, like, you know, you could stagger them out like that. So have you tried anything in terms of like paid leads or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm actually on Home Advisor.
How's that been working for you?
I had stopped using it for a while, and then I started back up again this year. But like I said, I've just word of mouth. I've been so busy, so I've been pausing the leads for now. I can't get to the people. You know, I can't get to them.
Okay,
So
how many jobs right now do you have lined up?
I got about 5 jobs lined up.
5 jobs lined up.
Yeah,
Okay. And
and
are you currently working on how many jobs are you currently working on right now?
2.
2. And the guys are split up, right?
Yes.
The one you're working on right now with the guy, are they inside that house right now?
No, I got one of them called in sick, so it's just me by myself. But like I said, this interior job.
So this was the guy. So you're all right. So let me get the context
Okay.
together. So you have 2 guys that are working on another job right now.
Correct.
And then the guy that was supposed to work with you today, he called out sick.
Correct.
Is he really sick, or do you think he's BSing you?
Well, he's more or less. He's probably 53 years old, and he's I don't know, having some issues with his back and stuff. So I don't know if.
Let me ask you this: do you think it's kind of intimidating for him to know at 53 years old that he's got to come and do this work today, knowing that you're the business owner and you're going to be on the phone, you're going to be texting, you're going to be calling? And do you really think that has some sort of psychological play at all, as opposed to this 53-year-old working with the guys, knowing that he's got a team to think about it? Every day, the guys go in and they have to put X amount of effort in. On Monday, the effort that they put in is going to be the highest it's going to be all week. It declines as the week goes on, right?
Correct.
When you take your guys off of the job, they have to short circuit that effort on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to make up for the fact that there's no one else helping them, right? And you're probably paying this guy hourly, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to make a wild guess and say he's getting $16.
Correct.
Is that exactly it?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So $16 isn't enough to justify somebody coming in and doing 80% of the effort, because that's what's going to happen today, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So he could be sick, or he could be mentally just like looking at his day thinking, I can't do this today. As opposed to, I very, 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 very rarely ever get call outs in my company, ever. Because everyone puts 25% effort in and we get 100% total because we work in teams of 4. So everyone goes to the job with 25% effort. I'm not saying that they don't do 100% of that 25%, but that's we're all contributing to the whole. And you're the business owner. You've got to be cognizant of that dynamic, because that's kind of what I'm thinking is happening. And it probably hasn't happened. It's probably happened before. And you're here now at a job by yourself, and you're like, dude, you have a long day ahead of you, right?
Yeah. Correct.
What all do you have to do in there? What's left?
I have 10 cabinet doors to prime and about close to probably 12 cabinet doors.
Okay.
I'm sorry, drawers that I masked off, and I
So you got a whole kitchen to do. So almost. So are the frames done?
Yes.
Okay. And are the homeowners there?
No, nobody's living in the house right now.
All right, lucky you.
Yeah, that's
Lucky you.
Well, I'll give you a little backstory in this job. I took during the hurricanes. It was raining so much. I took on an interior job. This interior job, I kind of jumped ahead a little bit of my schedule on some people, because this is the only interior I had. So with all this rain, to let the guys stay working, I took this job on.
Okay.
And then it kind of been dragging out since August. Well, no, I'm sorry, September.
How did the
Because
homeowners feel about that?
because of the carpentry work and everything else.
Okay, so there's other
2 bathroom remodels, and then the lady adds like an island in the kitchen now. So I had to wait for him to build that. So now I'm painting that. That's all extra, but
extra, yeah. But you don't normally do cabinets.
I try not to. But lately, a lot of people's been calling for that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the hot commodity right now.
That was extra too in this house, was the kitchen cabinets.
Okay, so you did the walls and all this other stuff, and now you're in the cabinets. Yeah, I mean, that's just, a lesson to be learned in niching down. I talk about that a lot. Essentially that's just picking what you're best at and sticking to it and saying no to everything else. But you took it when you needed it, which I can understand. I mean, if that's all that you had, then that's what you take. And my thing is that when you have control of your marketing, this is one of my major points, is when you have control of your marketing, you don't take things that you don't need, because you have confidence in that marketing to bring you the jobs that you want. So if you have Home Advisor and you mastered that, all that Home Advisor is going to send you is house painting leads, right? So you know that I'm going to get house painting leads from Home Advisor, or I have a marketing channel on Facebook that's only bringing me house painting leads, that sort of thing. So when you get that cabinet request, you're like, no, I'm going to wait for my marketing to come through to get the jobs that I want. And obviously you know now that this is what's happening, is that you're kind of like, you're not able to sell right now. You're not able to market, and that's hurting you in the future. Right now you just got 2 guys that are probably thinking, man, like, this is a lot of work. What are you paying the highest guy?
16.
16, right? And then what's the other guy getting? 14?
14. Yeah.
To me, you're paying a project manager to run your job at $16 an hour. That's about $120 a day, right around there after taxes. Okay. If he knows that he could go and leave your business and just do one job a month and make $3,000, because right now, the way he sees it, he's doing everything. All you're doing is providing him the customer, which, if he knocks on enough doors, he can figure it out. So what's the incentive for him to stay and continue to do this with just one other guy? Do you think that the thought comes across during the day?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
Wouldn't it come across your mind during the day?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that you got to be gauging this stuff as a business owner, bro. And I think that 16 is way too small for somebody that you're trusting to handle your business while you're not there. I mean, that's way too little. I mean, he should be getting $20, I mean, honestly, and the margins are there. You know that. I mean, to be able to afford that for somebody that you have a luxury that not many people have, bro. And right now you're speaking to me from another job site while someone else is making money for you. That is something that I spend a lot of my time trying to help people get to. And the hardest thing that they have and the hardest thing that they run into is the fact that they can't find someone like this guy who you trust, you know? And that position holds a lot of weight. You're making money while you're not physically present, and that is capitalism. And that's something that you need to reward for the person that's doing it for you before they find another opportunity. Time's ticking, dude. Looking at this situation, he's either going to find another job that pays him more, he's going to start his own business, or he's just going to lose his motivation. Yeah. Some of this stuff helping. I mean, I just want to make sure that I'm
hitting. Yeah. It is.
Yeah, because I don't want you to get to a point where, right now you're in the red zone in terms of like you're having to pick up the slack on another job. If you don't fix this stuff on the other side with the other guys, you're going to be picking up slack on their jobs. My honest assessment of this is, since nobody's living at this house right now, you need to go over there and help them finish that job. And then all of you guys come here and work on this job. That's what I would do. You're not gonna get much done today working by yourself. It'll just, you know that. I mean, it's just gonna be a total morale. I would go pick up those guys some breakfast and come in with a new energy about the way your business is gonna be ran, reinstill some excitement into those guys, because things are in disarray right now. And I think that you should never separate these guys. You should keep these three guys together. It's your job to schedule this little job in right now, fit that into the mold of the week, because it's not worth it if the people aren't there. If there's people there and the guy's like, come on, we need our kitchen back. Yeah, dude, I get it. When are they moving in?
Well, they wanted to be in before Christmas.
But, okay, so how many more days are on the job that the guys are working at right now?
They should be wrapping up this afternoon. If not, it's half a day tomorrow. Touch up.
Okay, so this afternoon. So if you were already thinking that they might have to come tomorrow, go there and help them finish and make sure it's done this afternoon. Guys, we got to stay. You're bringing lunch. Pull your manager aside. Say, listen, man, I appreciate everything you've been doing. I've been going through a lot, trying to manage everything. I want you to know that your hard work's rewarded. I want to give you a $2 raise. Give him 18 just for now. And just say, Merry Christmas, dude. Let me tell you what you're going to get out of that. The morale is going to go through the roof. He's not expecting it, and maybe, this is what you need to do to make sure that your guys stay, and say, look, I'm going to help you guys finish. You're bringing lunch. I'm going to help you guys finish. And then tomorrow, you were going to have them booked over there, bring them here, get this done. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe Buddy will be back, 53. He'll come back, and you guys can all work together. What do you think about that? Do you think that would help?
Yeah.
I mean, is that something that you think that you would do?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's I look at it from my business, and I look at it like, your employees are keeping you away from having to work, and we got to make sure that stays that way, because you can't grow your business right now, dude. You're really deep into this. You shouldn't be working today. So that's what I would do, man. And I think that should help.
Okay.
How does the raise sound to you? Is that intimidating, or do you think you can make that happen?
No, I can make it happen, but I know from this guy's been working with me since February.
Okay.
So I kind of wanted him, every now and then he pulls something like this on me. Not all the time.
Well, I'm not talking about this guy. I'm talking about the guy who's running the job over there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did give him a raise, a $2 raise a couple of weeks ago. I started him at 12 to start,
Really?
And then I gave him a $2 raise, but he should be this guy should be basically the manager. He should be.
So that's what I'm saying is that
Yeah.
have you formally given him the title as manager?
No,
Okay,
I have,
good. So that's
but
something that
I mean, this is all stuff I've been thinking about.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's
Well, I'm
just,
looking at it. You
you
gotta
know,
like your job. Like I know this is your first business, right?
correct.
Okay. So I just want to help you get this down before you don't need to go through the mistakes to learn, bro. I'm telling you right now what is going to happen. This is human nature. This is psychology. There's so much that comes into play with what I'm teaching you. And I made some of the mistakes that I'm trying to help you avoid. You've got to create something that gives people that title. Like, hey man, pull them aside. Look, I'm going to make you the project manager now. You're a project manager. When I come to the jobs, I'm going to introduce you to the customer as the project manager. You've been doing a great job, right? And then from there, say, look, I'm going to give you 18 an hour because you're just doing a great job, man. And you're just running these jobs so well. And you know that he's doing a good job. I mean, you wouldn't have him there if he wasn't. That's
Yeah.
valuable. Do you know how hard that is to find? Like, bro, that's like the secret to success. So, that needs to be rewarded. And there has to be some sort of internal drive greater than money, which the title and having the two guys under him every day so he can learn his team and he can get to know how they operate. Every time you take someone away from his crew, he loses that momentum.
Yeah.
And managers need that momentum to know that, okay, I got to put Joe in this room and he's going to be there for an hour. I got to put Johnny in this bathroom. He'll get that done before lunch. And then I could do this. And now your jobs are going to start working way more seamlessly. And you're going to be able to schedule them way more effectively because you're like, okay, this crew can get this job done in 2 days. What do you think about that, John? Yeah, I know. Yeah, we can get it done in 2 days. And then you could schedule the next job right there. So you're not having that oh, well, we'll be here for another afternoon. Like the goal would be to squeeze your job times down to where you're only on a day basis, not day and a half, and then starting another job half a day in, and then, having to let it sit over the weekend. Like your scheduling is where your profit is, right? So if your scheduling is tight, your profit's going to be great because ultimately you're able to maximize what your team can do in a week's time versus having to calculate this extra time the following week, and it just makes your whole business messy. So it all really starts with the manager. He's the guy on the job, bro. And that's what I'm saying. This is so valuable. So if I were in your shoes right now, this is what I would do. I'd leave, lock up, leave, go over there, get these guys some breakfast. It's still early. Pull Buddy aside, tell him the new vision, tell him the new plan, give him the raise, say, look, we need to finish this one today. We're going to go finish those cabinets tomorrow. And after that, don't you think you'd be caught up at that point once this is out of the way, this house?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys are stronger together, man. And I think that should be the motto, bro. And I try to tell a lot of contractors this. A lot of guys do exactly what you're doing. They'll take 2 guys and throw them here and 2 guys and throw them there. And it's like, dude, after the 3rd job, you're just exhausted. 2 guys painting a house every week. You know? Think about it. I mean, it's just exhausting. It's demotivating. And ultimately, there's 2 things that are going to happen. They're going to find another job or the motivation is going to drop and the customer is the one who's going to pay for it because they can tell.
Yeah. Well, you see, this job, this exterior we're on, I usually do pretty much all the spraying myself.
Okay.
So I kind of gave them a little space and said I gave them the chance to see what they can do. This is basically why I kind of split up this time, But like I said, we're still trying to catch up on this interior.
Good.
But so I hadn't been over there since they've been spraying, and I know they know how to spray.
Right. I know. I did that too, man. I actually
but
did.
I'm such a perfectionist that
I know.
That's and I want to make sure they don't get paint on nothing and stuff like that. Make sure they mask correctly and everything.
Dude, so. Let me tell you, bro, you're light years ahead of many people who have that. You're not a control freak. Some people are, where you're able to say, you know what, here, I'm going to give you guys a sprayer. Some guys can never get away from that because they don't trust their team. That speaks volumes to me about where you're heading. But listen, you got to come from that business owner mindset. And that really is more than just the numbers, the finances, and all that stuff. It's you got to gauge the morale of your organization. And even though you only have 3 guys right now, I would say I'm giving you a D on morale. You had a call out today. Okay. I guarantee the conversations that are happening at the job are kind of like, man, like, this is a lot, you know what I'm saying? And like, Blair's a good guy, but what are you getting paid? You know what I'm saying? You don't want those
Yeah.
conversations to be happening, bro. And I'm assuming that they are. And that's just the nature of the way workers are sometimes. If they don't
Mm-hmm.
feel like the money that they're getting paid is equal or greater than the value that they're giving you. It's an exchange.
Yeah.
You're giving them money for their time and their value. You got to make sure that the time and their value and the money that you're giving is either equal or greater. And that's what's going to create happiness, and then they're going to overcompensate in not to you, but to your customers, because they're going to feel happy and valued and they're going to love coming to work.
Okay.
And it's only going to reward you because your customers are going to leave you great reviews, tell their friends, all the above, because your guys are treating the customers great.
All right. Okay.
That's what I got for you today, man. I hope that helped.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
You know it, bro. You know it, man. I look forward to maybe an update, man. Give me an update on how things go for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, hopefully 2021 is a better year for everybody. So
hopefully, man. Hopefully. That's the goal, man. All right, my friend. I'll catch up with you.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I just want to take a second to thank you for joining me here on the Contractor Secrets podcast. I'm just going to take this opportunity to let you know that my passion is coaching people, helping people. I've changed my Instagram name to @contractorcoach. And I did that because that is my passion. I want to help you. So please reach out to me. If you have an issue going on in your business, send me an email. Find me on Instagram, message me, and let's do a breakthrough session. I want to work through your problems in your business to help you get to that next level. And one thing that I always say is this, the difference between those that get over the humps and the hurdles in business is just a change in perspective. And that's what I plan to offer you. So get with me, message me, allow me to help you take your business to the next level.